Welcome back to the screen of synchronization. And the condition variable that are contained within the monitor and accessible only within the monitor. And there are two conditions as we have discussed in previous C wait and C signal. Calling process condition C and waiting condition is C wait. And this is structure of a monitor. See here on the screen there are some process on the queue, it entering into the monitor and the local data is receiving. After receiving, condition is variable. In condition variables it going for waiting condition C wait, that is C wait. After C wait is executed, again it returning to the condition C1 and next it waits for procedure 1 and again the same process is waiting C wait and condition C. Up to Cn cases it is waiting on monitor waiting area. Finally initializes the code by using C signal and exits from the queue. This is the structure of a monitor C1s. This is a solution to bounded buffer producer consumer problem using monitor. And this is message passing. There are two parts, synchronization and communication. You are seeing on the screen. Synchronization to enforce the mutual execution and communication for exchanging the information. When the process interacting with one another, two fundamental requirements must be satisfied. One is synchronization and another one is communication. Message passing is one of the approach to provide both these functions. And distributed systems and shared memory is multiprocessors and uniprocessor systems. This is about message passing. And message passing has actual functional is normal provided in the form of a pair of primitives, that is a sender and receiver. Sender having a pair of primitive, that is destination and message, and receive also have a pair of primitives, that is source and message. A process sends the information in the form of message to another process designated by the destination, and the process receives the information by executing the received primitive indicating the source to the message. Sender having two primitives, receiver having two primitives. In sender it is destination, in the receiver it is source. Message is common for both. And this is the characteristics of message system for inter-process communication and synchronization. This is the design characteristics of. We are having synchronization, send, block and non-blocking, and in receive, blocking, non-blocking, test for arrival, and address, direct and indirect address two are there. In direct address, send, receive and explicit, implicit. In indirect, static, dynamic ownership is there, and format, content, length, fixed variable is there, and queuing, discipline, FIFO and primary or priorities are there. This is the characteristics of a designed message system for inter-process communication and synchronization. And this is about synchronization. Communication of message between two processes, implicit or synchronization between the two. When a receive primitive is executed in a process, there are two possibilities. If there is a no waiting message, the process is blocked until the message is arrived. If the message has previously been sent the message and, and execution continues. If the receiver cannot receive the message until it has been sent by another process. And this is about synchronization. And this is blocking send and blocking receive. Both send and receives are blocked until the message is delivered. Sometimes it refers to the rendizionious and allocates the tight synchronization between two processors. And non-blocking sends continuously, but the receiver is blocked until the request is message arrives, and it is useful combination. Sends one or more messages to a variety of destination as quick as possible. And the best example is exist to provide a service or a resource to other process. Non-blocking sends and non-receives neither a pretty of requirement to wait. And addressing, there is two types of addressing, direct and indirect addressings. Schemes for specifying process in send and receive primitives fall into two categories that are direct addressing and indirect addressing. Coming to the direct addressing, send primitives include a specific identifiers of the destination process, and receiving primitive can be handled in one of two ways and requires that the process is explicitly designed for sending process and cooperating the concurrent process. And implicit addressing, a source parameter of the receive primitive is a variable written when the receive operation has been performed. And this is indirect addressing. Messages are sent to a shared data structure consisting of queues that can temporarily hold the message, and after that it enters the queues are referred as the mailboxes. And mailboxes is one of the process sends to a message to a mailbox, and other process picks up on the message from the mailbox and allows for greater flexibility in the messages. This is the life cycle of indirect addressing. This is the indirect process communication. There are 4 types of indirect communications: one to one, many to one, one to many, and many to many. Coming to one, there is only one source and one receiver in between mailbox. And in many to one, there are many sources and only one receiver by using port connection. And in one to many, there is only one source and many receivers are there. R1 to Rn, by using mailbox, source and receivers are connected. And many to many sources and many receivers are there by connecting mailbox. And this is the indirect process communication diagram. 4 types: one to one, many to one, one to many, and many to many. And this is the general message format. There are 2 parts in the message format: header part and body part. Header part having 5 parts: message type, destination ID, source ID, message length and control information, and body have message content. This is about the general message format. And this is the mutual execution using message. You see the code once, and I hope you can understand easily. If you not understand, call me once, I explain clearly. And this is a read write problem. A data area is shaded among many processes. Some processors are only read and the data area, and some only write the data area. The conditions have satisfied. Any number of readers may simultaneously read the file. Only one writer at a time may write to the file. If the writer is writing to the file, no reader may read. These are the 3 conditions for we have to satisfy. And this is the today's class summary. Up to now we have seen the principles of concurrency, race condition, and process interaction, requirements for mutual execution. In mutual execution, hardware support, interrupt disability, and special machine instructions, and semaphores. Under semaphores we have seen mutual execution, producer and consumer problem, implementation of semaphores, monitors with signals, message passing. Under message passing we have seen synchronization, addressing. Addressings are 2 types: direct and indirect. Message format has 2 blocks: message and message body. And queuing discipline, mutual execution, reader and writer problem. We have seen up to now this. We will discuss tomorrow with another topic. That's all for today.